choose what shirt.
Oh man, this cheese lighting. I like yellow. Can I stand up, please?
You can stand. Okay, questions, anyone?
Before we start questions, can I give a couple-minute speech about my platform? Is that
You have 5 minutes to work with.
okay, so I have 5 minutes to work with.
I'll ask a question. Nicole, what is your platform?
Oh, thank you. So allow me to talk about my platform a little bit. Working in 2 departments for cabinet at JSA, I feel like my platform is my strength, which is why I do want to talk to you guys about it. And I've divided it into a couple parts so that it's simple, practical, but it still brings forth a few novel ideas. This year we did try and start youth advisory boards in various congressional districts in Southern California, and personally, as a youth advisory board member and at the forefront of establishing one, with John Campbell, who is the district congressman, it's been tough. And I think one way that we could further promote this idea of taking what we do and learn in JSA to the real world, I want to create a sister program that allows JSA to have priority for internships with courthouses and congressmen. In a similar way, I would like to expand on our political journalism initiative. If you guys were at Winter Congress, I had arranged for Joel Stein to come, and he really inspired a lot of our delegates because he was so funny and he was able to relate to high school students. So be a part of my mission to help JSAers apply to high school journalism blogs such as the Huffington Post and to bring speakers there. I also want to make sure we have an educated voter populace and to promote this new program called Artivism, which is a play on word for activism through art, and it would be where I would set up debate blocks, but instead of debating, you express your point through slam poetry, song, dance, I guess if you are so, if you are able, I'm not, dance, slam poetry, or a monologue, so that we really bring this artistic form into JSA, and you're still talking about politics, you're still debating worldwide affairs. And lastly, to improve efficiency for JSA, to have an online forum where we would preserve confidentiality, powered through Google Docs. You would list a suggestion, a comment, concern, and this would be brought up at each assembly meeting at our conventions. And with that, I am more than happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Questions? Anyone? Hannah first.
How have you worked with the Assembly this past year, other than youth advisory boards?
All right, so I'm also a staff writer and assembly representative for my school, so I worked alongside Karina Jugla, our current Speaker of Assembly, and I went above and beyond my job to make sure we were at the forefront of establishing her initiatives, because being this first year that we tried, it was really tough. So I was able to contact congressmen to make sure we are getting our JSA written articles out there to contact newspapers, so I've been really active in our activism projects.
Yes.
Nicole, just do you have any, have you started connections with anybody who would be able to offer these internships? Like, have you?
Absolutely. So I spoke to my congressman, John Campbell. I also spoke to Donald Wagner and the congressman in the Fullerton district to ask if we would be able to have priority as a JSA nonprofit student organization to have priority for internships with them, and they said yes, as long as I give them written documentation. I've already drafted a few and sent them to the secretaries, and they said they'll be able to look over this once I have the authorization from JSA to actually implement these ideas. So, and I ran it also by Tracy to make sure that it would go along with our nonpartisan efforts. Students would have a choice. Nobody would force in any which way party. So I want to make sure that these are promises I can keep. So I've run them by Tracy and, of course, the congressman.
Any more questions?
Yay, Nicole!